position on your mat. Placing your hands onto your knees and just becoming aware of your breath. Today's class is going to be about time and focusing on the length of time and how sometimes it feels shorter and sometimes it feels longer, and allowing ourselves that time without any judgment to have those thoughts that we do. So just coming aware of your breathing, your inhale and your exhale. Inhale and your exhale. Rolling your shoulders up to your ears and rolling them down your spine. Rolling your shoulders up to your ears and rolling them down your spine, but taking that time to do so. Really stretching out your shoulders from the day. One more time. Inhale up to your ears. Exhale back down your spine. And bringing your fingertips beside you now. Just take one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, you're going to scoop your hands all the way up to the sky, bringing them to prayer above your head and just bending slightly in the elbows. And we're just going to hold here for 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. And you want to really feel your hands push together. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, bringing your hands through heart center. One breath here. Inhale and exhale. We'll go around again with our hands, placing your fingertips on the floor, pivoting your hands up, reaching as high as you can go with your hands, bringing them to prayer, bending slightly into the elbows, and just breathing here for 2 breaths this time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, bringing your hands back through to center, holding here for 1 breath, really belly breath here, right from the belly. Exhale, let everything go. When you're ready, coming across onto all fours into a tabletop position and grounding your hands and the tops of your feet down. And you want to really ensure that there's an equal space between your hands and your feet. And you're just going to inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the chest. Exhaling, rounding out that spine using every single one of your vertebrae. Reaching your shoulders high. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Taking your time each movement. Exhale, letting everything out of your lungs go. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. And sometimes it's quite nice to close off the eyes. Exhale, round out the shoulders, lower the head, lift up the shoulder blades. One more time, inhale, really from the lower belly, breathing in. Exhale, rounding out your spine, lifting your shoulder blades, pushing into the floor. And just now bring any movement that you feel that you need to your body. So to your spine, to your shoulder blades, moving in any single direction that you feel you need. Warming up your spine, warming up your neck and your shoulders and your hips. Moving backwards to your feet, inhaling and moving forwards. Rotating and making any shape. And when you're ready, coming back to a comfortable tabletop position. And we're just going to, inhaling, lifting the right arm off the floor, stretching it out to the sky, sparking those fingers. Exhale, taking your time, threading it underneath the other arm, placing your right shoulder down on the floor. Inhale, lifting your left arm to the sky, sparking out those left hand fingers. Exhale, placing it on your sacrum, the lower part of your back. And just be here for 2 breaths. So inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, unraveling that arm, reaching that left hand to the sky. Exhale, placing it down on your fingertips in front of you. So keeping in that spinal twist. Placing your palm down now, unraveling that hand, reaching it forward. Coming back to that tabletop position, pushing both hands into the floor. We'll go around on the other side. So inhale, peel that left hand off the floor. Reach it to the sky, spark out those fingers. Exhale, thread it underneath your right arm, placing your left shoulder on the floor. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky, sparking out those fingers. Exhale, placing it on your sacrum. We'll just be here for 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, unraveling that arm back to the sky. Exhaling, placing it down back onto your fingertips this time. So just 1 breath here. Inhale, feeling that twist in your spine and your shoulders. Exhale, letting everything go. Unraveling that arm, bringing both hands forward, stretching out. And just tucking under your toes and feeling that stretch as you move your hands slightly further back to come and sit onto your toes that are tucked under. And you're going to feel a really nice stretch here within your shoulders, within your spine. And if it feels comfortable for you, you can place your forehead on the floor. But don't worry if it doesn't reach, that's absolutely fine. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale, exhale, coming back to that tabletop position. We're just going to move through a couple more cat-cows just to warm up that spine even further. So inhale, dropping the belly, lifting that chest. And taking time to ravel out as you exhale, lifting those shoulder blades up as you go. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round out your spine, lifting your shoulder blades. One more time. Inhale, drop the belly, lift that chest. Exhale, rounding out that spine, lifting your shoulder blades. And as you come back to a neutral spine, tuck under those back toes and sit back onto your heels. So you're sitting on your heels now and you'll feel a nice stretch within the bottom of your feet. Just play around with your weight in your toes and see how you feel. Inhale, scoop the arms up to the sky, bringing them to prayer above your head. Exhale, bending into those arms once again and just holding here. Inhale, exhale, watching time go by. Inhale and exhale, bringing your hands through to heart center. Just holding here, you're going to feel a nice stretch in your feet, feeling that fascia stretch out, fascia that controls your whole body. Inhale and exhale, placing your hands back into that tabletop position. And this time we're just going to inhale, lifting the knees off the floor, just that 1 inch. Inhale and exhale, placing them back down. Untucking the toes if you need. You might want to tap them out just to give them a little bit of a release. But then again, tucking the toes. And we're going to inhale, lifting those knees just that 1 inch off the floor. And exhale, placing them back down again, releasing those toes if you need. Again, tucking the toes. Now lifting as you inhale, your knees just that slightly bit further off the floor. So you're not fully up in the air, but you're not close to the ground, and we're just going to be here for one breath. Inhale and exhale, placing them back down on the floor. Just holding here for 2 breaths. Inhale, and it doesn't matter because we're not going anywhere. Exhale, allowing time to go by. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, tucking the toes again, reaching those knees up a bit further, pushing your hip bones to the sky, pressing into your hands, pressing into your feet. And if you need to, walking your hands a little bit further, coming into our first downward facing dog of the class. And you almost want your hands here, so your thumb and your first finger are like right angles, facing to the front of the mat. That will really open out your shoulders. And just pedal out the feet here. Imagine you're wading into water and you can feel the tension releasing from your thighs, from your shins, through your feet, into the ground. And it doesn't matter if your heels don't touch the floor. There's no judgment here. It doesn't matter. Bringing yourself to stillness now. And you want to just really feel yourself pushing the floor away. One breath here. Inhale. And exhale, bending into the knees, looking between the hands. We're going to make tiny, tiny baby steps all the way through to the front of the mat. And you're going to come into a ragdoll position, lowering the head, crossing over at the elbows, and just bending into the knees as much as you need to. And just letting time go by. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, releasing those hands to the floor, just letting them fold out and melt down. And as you inhale, you're going to peel your body away from your legs. And you're going to straighten out your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. So imagine you're moving like a metronome, second by second, coming to a standing position. And your feet are going to be grounded here. So you want a nice equal distance from your hips down to the ground, and your hands are going to be facing forward, sparking into those fingers. And imagine you're like a bird on a branch with your toes. So really spreading out your toes, and almost as if you're hooking onto the floor so you don't fall off the branch. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, scooping those hands up to the sky, bringing them through heart center in prayer. Raveling your chest all the way down to the ground, bending your knees if you need to, placing your feet, hands on the floor, stepping back with your right foot, followed by your left foot. Just holding here for one breath in high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the knees, untucking the toes, flowing your chest down to the ground. Inhale, shooting your chest forward, engaging in your thighs, pointing into your toes. One breath here. And exhale, lowering back down, tucking your toes, flowing back into that downward facing dog position. We're going to be here for 5 breaths now. Seems like a long time, but don't worry, we'll get through it. Pushing your hands into the floor. And just inhale with me. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And to make the time go a bit quicker, just bend into the knees slightly with the inhale. Exhale, straighten back up. And again, bend into the knees with the inhale. And straighten back up. One more time, bend into the knees with the inhale. Exhale, back up. And we're going to bend into the knees again. You're going to look between your hands. You're going to take those tiny, tiny baby steps back to that top of the mat. And we're going to hang here and ragdoll again, crossing over at the elbows, lowering the head down, bending the knees as much as you need to. Inhale and exhale, letting any tension go you have in your spine. Let it drip off from the top of your head to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, releasing those hands to the floor again. We're going to peel the spine up to a standing position. Coming all the way to standing. And your head is the last thing to come up again. Imagining you're that bird on that branch, hooking your toes onto the floor. Nothing can push you away. Hands are facing forward. Tailbone is tucked and thighs are engaged. So this may look like quite an easy pose, but the trick is to really fully engage your body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rising your hands to the sky, bringing them to prayer, slightly bending into your elbows again, and just holding here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bringing your hands through heart center, followed by your chest, melting down to the floor, placing your hands on the floor, stepping back with your right foot, followed by your left foot. And we're just going to be here now for 2 breaths. So really pushing back into your heels, pushing into your shoulder blades. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the knees and tucking the toes, flowing the chest down to the floor. Inhale, scooping that chest up, pointing into the feet, engaging those thighs. And we'll take our time to move back, it's okay. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, pushing your hands into the ground, pushing back into that child's pose position, stretching out your shoulders. And we're going to rise back up to that downward facing dog. And believe it or not, this is actually a resting pose. So just enjoy the time that you spend here. Inhale and exhale, bringing your weight into your left foot this time. Inhaling, lifting your right foot to the sky, flexing into your foot. One breath, holding high. Inhale. Exhale, raveling it all the way in. See if you can touch your knee to your nose. But don't worry, it doesn't matter how far it goes. Placing your foot down. Placing your back foot at 45 degrees. Just so it's in an angle to the back of the mat. And just test your balance to ensure that you have enough stability. Inhale, scooping the arms up. We're going to rise up to a warrior 1 position. So your front foot is going to be facing forward. And there's going to be a nice right angle from your knee to the floor. And just your hands are going to be really strong here. Shooting out your fingertips. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Placing your hands back down on the floor. Stepping back into that high plank now. This time we're going to be here for 2 more breaths again. Inhale and exhale. Holding strong, pushing into your shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the knees, untucking the toes, flowing down. Inhale, lifting that chest, pointing into those toes and squeezing together the shoulder blades here. And just holding here. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, pushing back into that child's pose position with your toes tucked, feeling that stretch within your shoulder blades. Inhale and exhale. Bringing your weight across to your hands, lifting your knees, pushing back into that downward facing dog position. And again, back into that resting pose, pushing your hands into the floor. Inhale Inhale, lifting your left leg to the sky this time, flexing into your left foot. Imagine you're pushing something away with your foot. Inhale. And exhale, bringing it all the way in. See if you can touch your nose to your knee, but it's okay if you can't. There's no judgment. Placing between your hands and just giving it that little extra help if it needs. And now placing your right foot at that 45-degree angle and just testing your balance before we rise. And on the next inhale, you're going to scoop the hands, coming up to that warrior one position, grounding both feet. There's going to be a nice right angle in the front leg to the floor. Inhale and exhale. One breath. Inhale and exhale, placing the hands back down, stepping back into high plank. And this time we're just going to push straight back into downward facing dog. And we're just going to be here for 2 breaths now. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Really feel yourself pushing the floor away. Inhale and exhale. Bending into the knees, looking between those hands. And we're going to make tiny, tiny baby steps again to the front of the mat. And we're just going to hang here again, but this time clasping your hands behind your back and just placing them on your lower spine. And when you're ready with the inhale, straightening off your arms. Inhale, straighten the spine. Exhale, melting back down with your shoulders reaching over and bending into your knees as much as you need. Inhale and exhale. Allowing yourself time here to allow any tension to release from the body. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, releasing those hands. You're going to straighten off the spine, or either keep your fingertips on the floor or to your shins. And you're going to create a nice long line to the top of the head from the tailbone. Inhale. And exhale, you're going to mount down and give yourself that hug to your legs. Inhale, scooping those arms all the way up to the sky. Bringing your hands to prayer above your head. Exhaling them through heart center. Standing back tall on that branch. Inhale. Engaging those thighs, engaging those feet. And exhale. Bringing your weight now into your right foot. Picking up your left foot. You're going to step it back to the back of the mat. And you're going to make sure it's in parallel to the back edge of the mat. And you're going to reach your right foot a little bit further forward to a comfortable wide-legged position. And your right foot's going to be shooting forward. And you're going to rise the arms up. We're going to be moving into warrior 2 position. And we're going to be holding for 5 breaths. Sounds like quite a long time, but just allow it to be. Inhale. Exhale, sink down into that knee, creating that nice right angle to the floor. Scooping up those toes. Imagine that foot is still on that branch in the front leg. And just inhale and exhale. Really feeling your thighs switch on. Inhale and exhale. And paying attention to your backhand as well to ensure that your arm is also feeling strong. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, straightening up that knee again. Inhale, reaching as far forward as you can go with your hands, keeping your legs straight. Exhale, you're going to tip, almost like a tree, tilting down, placing your right back of your hand onto your shin. shooting up your left hand to the sky. And if it feels comfortable for your neck, look up. But if not, keep it facing down. It doesn't matter. Inhale and exhale. We're also going to be here for 4 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. It's going to start to feel strong. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale, looking back down to the floor, picking up both hands this time. And just releasing back to center, but keeping your arms where they are. You're going to start to feel them. Inhale and exhale, bending back into that front knee, placing your right forearm onto your thigh and scooping your hand under, lifting into that straight long line from the floor all the way up to the palm of your hand. And we're just going to hold here, you guessed it, for 5 breaths. Inhale and exhale. And imagine yourself, the weight from yourself is flying through your arm, through your whole body, into the ground. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, unraveling those arms. Holding here for 1 breath. Inhale. Exhale, you can straighten off that knee. And just bring your hands to hips now. Straighten out your feet in front. Clasping your hands back behind you again. Straighten them out. Exhale, you're going to melt down to the floor, lifting your hands above. And we're just going to feel that nice stretch within the backs of the legs, within the backs of the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, releasing those hands, placing them onto your hips and just coming back up to that standing position, pivoting your feet and stepping to the front of the mat. Standing back on that branch, standing tall, engaging those thighs, and just bringing your hands to heart center now. And just pay attention to your heartbeat. Inhale and exhale. All that matters is where you are now. Inhale and exhale. Bringing your weight now into your left foot, picking up that right foot this time, stepping it back to the back edge of the mat and reaching forward your left foot if it needs. Straightening out both of your arms. And we're going to go back down into that warrior 2 for just a few breaths. Exhale, bending into that knee. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, pay attention to your back hand. See if it is just as strong as it was before. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Straightening off that leg. Coming back to that standing position. Inhale. Exhale, pivoting over like you were that tree again, tilting. Placing your left hand onto your shin, stretching your hand up to the sky, and if it feels comfortable for your neck, look up to your hand, but if not, don't worry. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Really feeling yourself shooting to the sky with that hand. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. This is quite a challenge. Inhale and exhale. Looking back down to the floor, reaching back up, coming to that standing position. Inhale, exhale, bending into that front knee, scooping that right arm all the way up, really creating that nice long line from the floor all the way up the side of your body to your right hand. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. This is a very strong pose. You're going to start to feel it, but just let it be. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale, raveling back, straightening that leg and stepping back to the front of the mat. Just coming back into that Tadasana position. Inhale and exhale. That was quite a challenge. Inhale, scooping your hands up to the sky, bringing them through heart center, folding all the way down, melting with your chest, stepping back into that high plank position, lowering the knees, untucking the toes, flowing your chest down to the floor, squeezing together the shoulder blades, pointing into the toes, engaging those thighs. And just bring a bit more pace back to your heart now. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, lowering back down, pushing straight back into that downward facing dog. And don't worry, we're just going to be here for one breath this time. Inhale and exhale. As you exhale, lower your knees, widen them off, untap the toes and sit back into a child's pose position. Lowering the forehead to the ground and just pay attention to yourself lying on this mat and how you feel after those stretches. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Coming back up to that tabletop position when you're ready. Pushing your hands into the floor, tucking under your toes. Pushing back into that downward facing dog, moving your hands forward if you need. And you're going to inhale, lifting your right foot to the sky, flexing into your foot. Inhale, you're going to bring it forward to your nose and you're going to place your right knee to your right wrist on the floor. And either keeping your back toe tucked or lowering down your thigh to the floor. And just, you're going to feel a nice stretch here into your thighs. And just be with it. Inhale and exhale. And if you need to still support yourself with your hands, that's absolutely fine. Inhale. But if you want to lower down to the floor to your forearms to feel a deeper stretch, that can feel nice too. Inhale and exhale. We're just going to hold here for 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, placing your hands back down, but tucking under the toe this time, and just picking up your right foot, pushing it high to the sky, and bringing it between your hands, lowering back down the knee. So that might be a quite tricky transition, but don't worry if you need to help yourself get there, that's absolutely fine. And just bringing your hands onto your knee this time. And just feel how time we've spent on this practice, how strong your legs are feeling. Inhale and exhale, untucking that back toe only if it feels comfortable for you. Lifting those arms to the sky, bringing them to prayer above your head, bending into the arms slightly. Just holding here for 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, bringing it to heart center. Pivoting to the right hand side, hooking the left elbow over the knee and looking up if it feels comfortable for your neck. And if you want that slightly extra challenge, tuck back under that toe, lift up that knee. But only if it feels comfortable, so we can stay down. It's absolutely fine. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, pivoting back to hands at heart center, facing forward, placing your hands onto the floor, tucking under that back toe, rising your leg, and taking your time to step back into that high plank position. And just holding here for 1 breath, pushing into your heels. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the knees, untucking the toes, flowing all the way down to the ground. Inhale, scoop that chest. Squeeze together the shoulder blades, point into the toes. Exhale, push back into that downward facing dog. Reaching out your hands if you need. Inhale, flexing into your left foot, rising it to the sky, pushing it away. Inhale, bringing your knee to your nose, holding it in as tight as it will go, and placing your left knee to your left wrist. Sliding your back foot if it needs, and if it feels comfortable, untucking that back toe. And you can still support yourself with your hands if you need. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale if it feels comfortable, and only if it feels comfortable for you and your knee. Lower down to your forearms. If not, stay on your hands. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, rising back up to your hands. Tucking under that back toe. And we're coming back to that tricky transition now. So push yourself into the floor. Rise your knee up. And place your foot between your hands. And lower down the back knee. And if it feels comfortable for your knee, untuck that toe. Rising your hands to your knee. Inhale, scooping those arms back up to prayer above your head. Bending slightly into your arms. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bring them through heart center. Pivoting now to the left hand side, placing it over on your knee. Looking up to the sky if it feels comfortable for your neck. And again, if you want that little bit of an extra challenge, tuck the toe, lift the back knee. But it's okay. I'm going to stay here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale, looking back down to the floor, placing your hands off the floor, tucking that back toe under, stepping back into that high plank position. And we're just going to be here and inhale, lower the knees but not quite to the floor. Exhale, back up. Inhale, lower the knees but not quite to the floor. Exhale, back up. One more time. Lower the knees. Holding here, hovering here for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, lower them down to the ground. Untuck the toes, flowing your chest all the way to the floor. Inhale, shining that light forward, pointing into those toes, squeezing together the shoulder blades. Exhale, push back, widen off the knees. Point your toes together, sit back. Finally into that child's pose position. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. We're coming back up to tabletop. Sometimes in child's pose, time seems to go that little bit quicker. Tucking under the toes, lifting your hips back to the sky, reaching your hands a little bit forward, but bending into the knees. And you're going to jump forward, coming to a seated position with your knees out and your feet facing forward. And just ensure your spine here is tucked under. And you may find it quite hard to sit here. Just play around with your balance of your seat bones. Inhale, scooping the hand up to the sky. Bending into those arms again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, dropping your hands through heart center and also dropping your knees out to the edges, bringing your feet together in front of you. And almost like a book, open your feet back up and imagine the story that you have is written on the soles of your feet. Inhale and exhale. And if you can, just hold quite firmly onto your feet and just play around with how much you can pull yourself forward. But it doesn't matter how far you're actually going. Just focus on what it feels like. And maybe even close off the eyes. And just take that breath. And take your time to see if you can fold that little bit further. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, releasing that back. Placing the soles of the feet back down. Scooping those hands back up to the sky, bringing them to prayer. Exhaling them back through heart center. Keeping your feet flat. We're going to slowly move back. Slow as we can. Coming into a lying position. And it might be quite a challenge to keep your hands here. But just see how far you can go. You might start to feel your body shake, but that's absolutely fine. Just hold here for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, releasing those hands. Releasing all the way down to the ground. Stretching out. Pointing your toes. Lifting your arms above your head. Just to give yourself that last long stretch. Inhale. And exhale, stretch out as much as you can as if you're waking up again for the day. Exhale, placing your hands on your heart. And just hold here for one breath. Inhale. And exhale, releasing your hands to your sides, making yourself comfortable for the relaxation part of the practice. So just make yourself comfortable lying here. Covering yourself with any extra layers that you need. And just allowing yourself this time for stillness. And if we allow ourselves time for stillness, it helps with our breath. So just remaining here for the next few minutes of the practice. And just focusing now on how your spine is on the floor and how each individual vertebrae is placed. And you don't need to judge it if one is in a different place to the other or if one is not quite touching the floor. That's okay. Just get acceptance for yourself and your body as it is right now. just bring yourself back to your chest as it rises with the inhale. Exhale, let out your breath. One more inhale. Exhale, let out the breath. Slowly bring some movement back to your hands and your feet, to your arms and your legs, rolling over onto your right hand side. Just holding here for one breath. Inhale and exhale. Coming up to a seated position, and if it feels comfortable for you, keeping the eyes closed. But if it's quite a challenge, just lower down the gaze. Placing your hands onto your knees. And just any time that you find yourself out of focus, just bring time back to your breathing. Your breath is attached to your nervous system, which attaches to your emotions. Inhale and exhale. Rising your hands up to the sky. Bring them to prayer above your head, bending slightly into those elbows. Coming back into that position, holding your hands above your head, closing off the eyes. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, bring them to heart center. Place them against your heart. And just to thank yourself for taking this time to give back to yourself, to give back to your mind, and to give back to your body. And I thank you for sharing this practice with me. Namaste.